If you're a beginner and you're learning to go into V grip from panhandle, one of the most common problems that people struggle with is learning to time their swing so they can hit it properly. So it's this coordination. So when you're playing a panhandle grip, it's easy because you can see the racket face in front of you.
Yeah.
And a lot of time when you play panhandle, you tend to what I call jabbing. You get jabbing the shuttle like this. So which means that your swing is not very big. And the shuttle's right there, your racket's up here. It's easy for you to see the contact point with the racket up here, right? You just go like this.
Yeah.
When you go into the V grip, a couple of problems arise. Suddenly, you don't see your racket anymore, right? Right? So now suddenly, you don't see your racket until the point of impact. Instead of before, your racket's already here. That's why it's easy to make contact. Also before, being the racket's here, your swing is very, very small because only like this. You know what I mean? So normally the shorter or the smaller the swing, the easier to time. So when suddenly now your swing's all the way back here, the length of the swing is bigger, so it's a lot more difficult to learn to time it. Another problem arises when you do a V grip as well is now you got to learn to square up the racket. Because obviously you can't hit like this. That's why this forearm rotation and the use of your hand and your fingers is really important trying to get the racket to square up, right? So at the beginning phase, even if it's not slightly fully square up and you slightly slice the shuttle, it doesn't matter. As long as you're just learning to use this rotation of your forearm to hit, it's a great start, but it's a difficult process. Another problem, which a lot of players struggle with, is their elbow, right? So once again, when you get in the panhandle, the racket's here, the shuttle come, you can reach for it a lot easier, right? The hand's already up here because you're hitting with your hand first. Panhandle, you tend to hit your hand first. But when you go into V grip and you start to have the elbow in front, the problem a lot of players make is that even if their preparation in this position, the elbow is nice and high, when they drive the elbow forward, they tend to drive it this rather than that, okay? So now, even if the elbow start up here, what happened next, which we worked on last time, is that rather than driving this hand upward, they start to drive the elbow forward and down, which means then what happened is that as you drive the elbow forward, you drag in the hand forward, the hand will come down, and what happens quite often is that the racket will be behind the hand. So by the time you hit contact with the shuttle, the racket tends to be behind the hand, and you don't have a lot of power, right? It tends to go up, and it doesn't go very far, okay? So today we're gonna try to help Jenny to work on learning how to chop and punch, which means she got to practice. So basically it's almost like a 3-step process. The first step is driving the elbow up and forward, okay? So the elbow doesn't go next to your ears, right? Let's go to about here, 45 degrees that way. The hand is still above your shoulder height. Once she drives the elbow up and forward, the next thing she has to learn is driving now the hand up and forward. So if it goes sideways, that you can see here, step 1, drive the elbow up and forward. Step 2, drive the hand up and forward. Now, as you can see right now, my hand is not doing anything, okay? And once you're in this position, now you can learn to rotate and punch the shuttle, but you got to time it so you're trying to make sure your body is behind the contact point as much as possible. If you're one of those players that struggle with getting high contact point and having your racket behind you, hopefully this session will be really helpful for you. First exercise you're going to do is just simply from here, I just want you to do 2 steps. Drive this hand up, and when your hand is up here, I will then throw the shuttle, and you're going to try to rotate and punch the shuttle, but it's important to keep the hand high, okay? Because a lot of players, what they make the mistake is not only they drag this hand this elbow forward and lower it down, when they hit, they still drag this hand forward. So by the time they do the contact point, it's even lower. Does that make sense? So what you have to learn to realize is as you drive the elbow up, you drive the hand up, and when it's up here, you want that hand to stay there during the punching process, and then you can relax. Rather than keep dragging this hand forward while you're punching, and you can see how my hand lower. Does that make sense? So that's the problem when you're like really hand heavy. You tend to focus too much on the hand, and that in turn will lower the contact point. So if I show you again, the right way to do it will be drive the elbow up, drive the hand up and punch, and then relax, okay? Rather than drive the elbow up, drive the hand up, but the hand's still going forward while you're still punching. And your contact points are lower. And this is particularly true when people are trying to smash, because a big swing is a fast swing, they're trying to concentrate on their power, and what they tend to do, is by the time they come up, they're still dragging their hand forward. Does that make sense? So by the time they hit the contact point, it's too low. So then the shuttle will either go flat or go straight into the net. While the good players, they will concentrate on swinging upwards, make sure that rotation happens up here before they drop their hand. So 2-step, from here, just square on. Just learn to bring your hand up, nice and relaxed. And when you're up here, make sure your hands stay there. Make sure it's in front of you, right? Punch, right? And then relax down. Now drive the hand up here, relax this hand, and only from there, as I shuttle up, you punch it. Good. You're trying to hit it. Doesn't matter where it is. Good. It doesn't matter if you miss, okay? The whole point just for you to get used is this 2-step process, okay? So try again, lower it down, bring it up, make sure that hand is nice and wobble, okay? Nice and wobble hand, that's what I want, okay? Yeah, drive the hand up, and then punch. Good, beautiful. We're gonna do it again. Make sense? Good. Yeah, don't worry you mishitting, because I'm giving you such a short time to time it, and I can't show it perfectly all the time, okay? Right? It's just for you to learn, it's a 2-step process, up and punch. Good. Again, up and punch. Good. Up and punch. There you go. Up and punch. Yeah. If you happen to love the video and find it useful, please go to my Google Plus page with a link up here somewhere, and please leave a review. You know, your review will really help to get this channel to grow. Thank you so much, guys, and let's get back to the video. Does that make sense? So what she's doing right now is that she's doing really well of keeping that hand up when she's hitting it. It's important to make sure that you hit with that racket in front of you rather than here like this, which you've done a few times. So you're still dragging this hand a bit forward too much, okay? All right, so if I go from the side, it might be easier for you. So what I want Jenny to do, is bring it up. That's it. So as you bring it up, make sure when she punch, the contact point is there. Yes? Yeah. So not here. If she does it here, that means she's dragging this hand too far forward. So because you're from here, right? Right, so try again. Good, yes, beautiful. Okay. Yeah. You hit me before. I'm scared she hit me before. Yeah, even if your contact point here, I want to make sure you finish there. Okay, right? Yeah. Good. So relax, everything relax, right? The hand, make sure that grip is nice and relaxed. Punch, good. So when you punch, it's about squeezing while you rotating the forearms, okay? Squeeze, good. Squeeze, nice. That was really nice. Yep. So remember at the top here, I want Jenny to learn to squeeze while she's rotating the forearm, and that's what I mean by punching it, okay? Right, so remember to squeeze and rotate, not dragging that arm forward, yeah? Good. Yeah, and she doesn't have to hit very hard for now. Nice. And as she gets her timing better and better, So you can start squeezing harder and harder, but make sure, nice, that hand is still nice and high.